Hi, it's KW Pogromca, and today we are gonna record a game as Jinx. I mean, the voice is post-recorded, but the game is not a replay. It's from my point of view. I think that is better if you want to understand certain mechanics, because you can track my cursor so that you see what I'm looking to do. Uh, To start up, I'm playing Little Temple, then Triumph, Legend Bloodline, Cut Down, and Secondary Domination with Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter. Generally, the game plan is to survive early game. Generally, as you can see, I'm pressing my tab a few times there to see what summoner spells enemies have got, because I didn't pay attention in loading screen. That's really important to have those summoner spells in mind. Generally, at the very start, that's not gonna be very high quality gameplay, because one, it was like 2 or 3 a.m. and two, I didn't play AD carry this day at all, and all the games I played were on smooth accounts, so I didn't have to sweat so much. So I was not really uh, warmed up, but later on, that's gonna be like uh, really good example of how to play as AD carry if it's you that have to carry the game. There my Nami is kind of inting, I don't really know why she does that, but okay. There we try to push for first level 2. Uh, that's kind of risky because they have level 2 now, but Nautilus wasn't close enough to instantly engage, so we could get that level 2. There I have fucked up a little bit, and I got caught, but Nami has got potential to heal me, and we poked them a bit, so it's not really tragic. Um, as you can see, I generally focus on farming, not on trading. And there I don't lose any creeps, so I totally back off so that Nautilus doesn't hook me when I have under half HP. Um, then I'm just gonna try to outpush this because Kaisa is hard pushing the wave, so I don't really want so many minions to be under my tower, but I don't want them to be damaged as well, so I use only minigun instead of rockets, because if I used rockets I could accidentally damage some other minions, and that would actually fuck up my creeps. Early game generally very defensive in that kind of matchup. I can't really come up to poke that Kaisa too much, um, because Nautilus is driving me off. There, when I have possibility, I try to poke that Kaisa a little bit. Always one rocket that can actually save your life if you go for full in a little bit later on. There you can see I have inted too. As I said, early game isn't the best in this game. I have kind of wooden hands there, so that I don't dodge those hooks at all. So I'm gonna just focus on farming those creeps and not letting them build up too big wave, because if I let them build a big wave, they can free reset or try to dive us if Lee Sin was there, so you don't really want to push it towards them, but you don't really want to have like uh, 10 minions under your tower, right? There you can see we set up pretty good freeze, and I'm just gonna last hit in the very last moment so that I don't push this wave. Kaisa tries to do the same, and that is basically all about who has bigger bows. I mean, which one of us waits longer with last hitting that creep so that it actually pushes into the enemies, so that it pushes into his side. Right now on level 4 we could fight, but it's not necessary, so I don't really want to force it. One is that I don't really know where enemy jungle is. Two is that I don't really trust my Nami. I mean, what she did on level 1 and 2 kind of scared me that she's gonna be bad. So, um, we could go there, although I don't really think that's a good idea. I'm gonna lose a lot of farm and Diana should be able to live there. Yeah, she backed off, so we're fine. A little bit of poke. Hit that so that I can actually farm it right after. And yeah, there I start to shove the wave, but Kaisa and Nautilus show up, so I take it a little bit easier. Nautilus goes full in on Nami, so I just land my traps behind him, and Nami kind of ints there, so she is going to die, but thankfully Nautilus has gone down too. That was a very good play from Azir, although unlucky. Unlucky I got out of mana. I can't really do anything there because I've got both low HP and low mana, so I'm kind of fucked. Yeah, there I am considering muting my teammates because I guess there is going to be a shitstorm. But for now I decided not to mute them yet because I'm hoping that they will just keep their calmness. I'm going for Kraken Slayer in this game because the most fed enemy is actually Urgot. So actually Kraken Slayer is gonna be very useful there. I don't really think I have possibility to actually dodge that much. I mean, of course, Nautilus Q and Lee Sin Q, Ari Charm, those are the spells that you can dodge with Gale Force, but I don't really think Gale Force is gonna be necessary for this. And things like Nautilus Ultimate or Urgot main source of damage, that is his W, that's not really gonna Gale Force is not really gonna help me with that, right? And I think I can position good enough to actually survive without that dash. I watched the minimap there and I see that enemy blue buff is actually up. I didn't really have much time to do. I, I mean, I didn't have much to do on bot lane, so I decided to make use of it and take that blue. There I throw my E in case that Nautilus would try to engage on me. There you can see, I'm not gonna chase her into the bush. Okay, Nami ints, but so do enemies. There you can see I stay on high range. I flash out, when she's snared I use my W and then attack her with the rocket, not with the minigun, so that I can actually auto her when she is when also being out of her range. We are in pretty good spot on bot lane now. We've got a pretty big advantage, so we should be able to freely trade with them now. But on the other hand, rest of the map is kind of fucked, so we've got to be careful about it. Okay, there is no Cho'Gath, there is no Urgot here, already gone back, so I will just farm that and head back to bot lane. Right now I wanna focus on farming and if possible killing enemy bot lane, but mostly farming. Let's take those golems from him. I don't really know why my E didn't stop him. I guess it didn't load fast enough. I hope that this Lee Sin will just queue into me, get trapped, and we can kill him then. But well. There you can see I'm kind of afraid of the bushes. I try to position myself behind the minions, try to check the bush with my W. But generally I don't really want to face check it. Azir gets fucked there. I use my ultimate so that maybe we can actually kill that Ahri. Sadly it misses both Lee Sin and Ahri, so actually not much I have done there. There I start to and again I kind of fucked up there because I wasn't even looking at my champion. I looked at mid lane and dying Azir instead of myself, so I basically ran into Lee Sin. But I survived, that's the most important there. Generally, as I said, that is the moment when I see my team starts to make a shitstorm, so I just mute them. I go back to bot lane to farm it. There is not much we can do on the map. That Kai'Sa is kind of trolling there. I don't know what the hell is she trying to do. There I should just stay and take the farm instead of going after that Nautilus. I also should just area back off there. Well, it's kind of hard to run away from the Durgot. So that was a fuck up from me. I should just stay under the tower, take the farm, and that would be good enough because we've got shut down from Kai'Sa. I would get farm, that would be nice. I decided to chase after that Nautilus with Nami, and that was a mistake because I didn't know where enemies were. It turned out to be Urgot to save Nautilus, but it could also be Lee Sin. So even if Urgot wasn't there, Lee Sin could save that Nautilus too. There we've got pretty nice shutdown from him. So That is actually the moment where I gain pretty huge lead, and that is gonna allow me to actually snowball this game out of control a little bit later on. There you can see I unmute this Diana when taking her red buff, in case she tells me something like, hey, leave that, or something like that. Because some people don't use pings, they just write in chat for some reason. So I do it like that, but right after she actually takes the red buff, I mute her again, so that I'm not gonna get too tilted. I was about to go back, but I have seen that all enemies stay in mid to actually push it, so I decided to push the wave into enemy tower, then hide myself in the alcove and recall. Staying in bush is very obvious, so it's better to recall in that alcove if you don't really have any other option to run away. Many people are not gonna check it. The fact that enemies have taken the inhibitor on top lane is actually a good thing for us, if I've got to be honest, because we've got more farm out of it. There you can see I've got another good shutdown, 700 gold, very good. Basically over more gold than regular 2 kills. Let's check that bush with my W. I can feel, well, kind of safe to cross it, so I just go and farm that bot lane. Azir wanted to go and take it, but well, I believe that I can carry it. I don't really think he is bad, but I believe in myself a little bit more than in him. There, if I could get one more auto NW on her, I would just ult and kill her. Sadly, she has backed off. I don't really want to face check as well, because I don't really know where Lee Sin is. So I'm gonna take it a little bit slower. Let's put a ward there. We hit the ult so that we've got passive, and now we can kill Kai'Sa. She has exhaust, so I've got to use my heal too, but finally she's dead. I see Lee Sin, I have low HP, so I back off, but then he engages on Azir. I don't really want to face check so deep when being on only half HP. So I wait for Diana to check it, and then I go in. We just take the Drake. I'm recalling to farm that top lane so that Urgot doesn't push it too much. Third item, of course, Infinity. They don't really have that many tanks, so I don't have to straight up build armor penetration, and Infinity is going to increase my damage very hard. So, as you can see, my farm isn't perfect, but as for some weird game, I think it could be worse. I back off to take that pickaxe. We've got to maximize our chances in this game. We don't really want to take any fights when we have unspent gold. There we've got a really good engage. I fucked up my ultimate, but it still looks really good. Thankfully, Cho'Gath is useful even when really behind. So We've got 4 kills there. Azir uses his ultimate in a very strange way. I I mean, I know he wanted to hit that Ahri, but that was kind of uh, not really the best idea. He should have saved it for Baron, because Lee Sin's already up, so it's kind of risky. Although Lee Sin is up, but he didn't respawn a long time ago. He is just respawned, so I can face check it, give a ward into the bush, destroy the cone so that he doesn't have a free dash into the pit. We stop hitting Baron when enemies show up because it is just too risky. Sadly, I don't have enough damage yet to melt that Urgot fast enough, but we've got him down. I dodge that hook and we can continue chasing. Well, that was close, and actually I'm gonna die there, but I have dealt enough damage so that all the enemies are dead. And that is basically a free Nashor for us. So there I skipped the time of me being dead and them doing Nashor, because that's not really too interesting. There I don't really have much to do on the map, because as AD carry you don't really want to go solo, neither on side lane or mid lane, so I just secure my position with the control ward so that I know they won't see me there, and take the red buff. Then when Nami shows up, I'm gonna go outpush that mid lane. As you can see, I'm not going too deep there, because I don't really know where enemies are. I only see Urgot there, so it's kind of risky. But when we are as 3 there, and that is specific to Azir, we can actually push that. Also, I see Lee Sin and Ahri on bot lane, so it's only Kai'Sa and Nautilus that can come mid lane. So it's actually a good idea to take that tower for free. There you can see Nami wants to chase after that Ahri and Lee Sin. I hesitate a little bit because that is risky in my opinion. Ahri and Lee Sin could really blow me up very fast if I face checked a bush into them. But then we know Ahri and Lee Sin both have like half HP, at least they had. So they can't straight up go into the fight, so we try to keep our position near the dragon pit so that we don't give it totally for free. Diana is up as well, Cho'Gath is teleporting on back, so I'm just gonna stand back here and try to steal that, because I didn't really have a good possibility to go in. But listen, they actually take that Drake, but listen is dead. I got chunked down a little bit, but that Azir ultimate really saved the day. There you can see I've got my passive, so I can actually chase that Urgot and Ahri for free. Also, I just knew that Ahri has no charm and Urgot has no E, so I felt relatively safe. Chasing her is actually not a really good idea. I mean, I'm not gonna catch her anyways, so it's kind of waste of the time. We are just gonna push that wave a little bit. We wanted to push the tower a little bit as well, but enemies are actually back into the game, so I don't really want to go too greedy, because we are in a pretty good spot right now. We actually came back with gold. We actually have like I guess 2 or 3,000 gold lead right now, because we are kind of even in kills. Farm is kind of even too, but we've got some shutdowns from them, and they didn't really shut down any of us. So that is what makes us what makes the lead for us. I'm trying to stay in a very safe position. I don't really want to get any close to Ari that can charm me, so I'm standing very far behind. Normally that would be kind of risky because by that I risk that my team will die before I even can go in. But since I've got Cho'Gath that is actually like super tanky, um, we can do things like that. Their enemies try to take that tower and they are paying for it with their lives. As you can see, I don't come close unless I know it's totally safe. I came in only when I saw that Ari uh, has wasted her charm already. So Lee Sin tried to push that bot lane, and that is how he pays for it. He loses inhibitor and basically the whole game. I use my traps so that Lee Sin doesn't actually jump on me, and thankfully Urgot didn't notice those traps, so he actually uses his dash right into the traps and he dies for totally free. There you can see I use my traps in case Nautilus wants to hook me, and we just end the game. So that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. I hope you could get something out of this game for yourself, and see you next time.